I have never experienced a company like Audiophonics. It's been a long time since I've been just wilding out over an amplifier. Audiophonics has done it. This deal started with my impulse purchase of a pair of Infinity Reference 8 Kappas. I thought I had the proper power to give these monsters, the juice they deserved. But I didn't, since they dropped down to 2 ohms in the low end. I needed an amplifier that could sustain that kind of power. So my good friend Galouche recommended the Audiophonics HPA-S400ET. After a couple of emails, it showed up at my door from France. I am grateful that the folks over at Audioponics decided to work with me on this project, because I don't think I would have experienced Class D the way I did otherwise. So the unboxing was rather unceremonious, since this is a review model, so I'll save you the unboxing montage and go straight to the look and feel of the amp. It's not heavy. Class D generally isn't unless you have a huge linear power supply, which this one doesn't. Surface level, this amplifier provides a clean, industrial look to its design. The front has a rounded off fascia and flows into the sides, where the heat sinks provide a menacing look. I actually really dig it. The huge circular power button illuminates a pleasant white when powered on. The Audiophonics and Purify logos are silk screened on the top of the edges, which I felt gave it a cool touch. Now, where they blew my face right off and melted my mind, and I know you guys will laugh at me for this, the binding posts. They are as cool can get, guys. Gold-plated carbon posts give this amp a luxury feel. I know this isn't a massive push for innovation, but for me, the small details matter the most. The fact that they didn't put some basic boring post means a lot to me, because somebody on the design team has style and finesse, and I respect that. As for the rest, there are the usual suspects for an amp, like RCA and XLR inputs, 12-volt triggers, and of course the power input. Inside this beautiful box, you will find 2 Purify 1ET 400A modules. Now, this is important to remember, because at the end of the video, I have an announcement that involves these specific modules. So make sure to watch all the way through to find out the juicy details. I recently released an interview with the designer of these modules, Bruno Putzes, which you could check out right here and get a better feel for the thought process behind the design. Now, attached to the modules, Audiophonics has its own interface card, which for me changed the game a bit, because they designed it to where you can easily upgrade the op amps. Now, I will not roll the op amps on this unit for the evaluation, because I want to let you know how I felt it performed with the provided Texas Instruments LM4562s. Still, I have some Sparkos and Muses too that could make an interesting comparison down the road. Maybe I'll show it in a future video. They have 3 gain settings on this amp, adjustable by jumper on the interface card, which I also didn't tweak because I wanted to show you guys how it did right out of the box and what to expect. This Hypex SMPS 1200A400 switching power supply is an absolute beast. This is a very good PSU, and it is highly revered within the audio community. It's a low noise and high quality supply. Overall, Audiophonics uses high quality parts through and through. So before taking on this project, I went online to see what people were saying about this unit. I was surprised that the ASR community was falling over themselves at how perfect the measurements were on this amplifier. They said the Audiophonics HPA-S400ET comes in a beautiful package with super performance to match its good looks. Yes, it builds on Purify's excellent platform, but they managed to add value without messing with its performance. The gain settings are well thought through. The whole thing is so well executed and must be a delight to our European members who can buy it locally. Having been built in France, it is also a feather in the cap for our French members. I am happy to give my strongest recommendation to Audiophonics HPA-S400ET. You have a lot of power and superb fidelity and transparency. That amazes me, because this is one of the most critical resources online for measurements. I mean, I checked them out. They're really good. If I made an amp, I would be nervous about sending it to them at the fear of it getting completely barbecued if it didn't measure well. However, they really liked it. I'll link the measurements down below so you can check them out. After getting it all hooked up and ready to go, I fired it up. I was impressed. It takes a lot of juice to drive the low end on the Infinities, and this amp did not have a problem with powering my speakers. I felt the mid-range was a bit tame, but still provided enough clarity needed to hear the vocals clear as day. The bottom end was fantastic, hard-hitting, just nice bass as expected. I love that I don't need a subwoofer with these speakers. Now, where I was very impressed was the top end. The high frequencies came through in a manner I wasn't used to. So I have never used the word perfect for anything really, until now. The highs were perfect. The soundstage on my speakers is always good, but this amp turned things up a bit for sure. The amp has a natural warmth. I would have never expected this type of sound or performance from Class D. I have heard plenty of Class A and AB amplifiers that don't even sound this good. What's more astonishing is that this amplifier is only around $1,500 US. A pleasant surprise, because if I were judging it on aesthetics and performance, I would have said this amp would be well into the $2,000 to $3,000 range. This company is doing it right. They have created this uncompromising value that has me sitting here in utter disbelief. I have never cheerleaded this hard for a product, but I am truly beside myself. I browsed through the Audiophonics catalog of offerings and found so many cool products within a reasonable price range. I did the math, and they aren't marking these up as much as they could, but I am thrilled that they aren't. I feel like I found a company I can confidently say has the most value for what you get that I have ever reviewed in my time doing this. A holy grail, 100%. So what is my secret announcement? Well, I recently organized a deal with Purify to build a DIY amplifier using the same modules and power supply found in the HPA-S400ET. Now, where I need to get creative is the interface card. The interface card that comes with the Eval 1 from Purify is robust and rudimentary to allow for innovation. I will not have the proprietary one that Audiophonics uses, unfortunately. However, I am sure I will come up with something absolutely incredible and interesting. I'm excited about this new adventure into the world of quality Class D amps I've embarked on. If you like this video, check out this video, and don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, help me grow, my friends. Have a nice holiday, and I'll see you when I see you. Take care.